For those of you online, let me know if you can't hear me or see my screen. I'm in the conference room today, so I'm trying to get all set up here. But I'll put that in the chat too, just in case you can't hear me.
Yeah, we can hear and see you.
Hey, that's awesome. Okay. Okay.
We can hear you and see you too.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. Perfect. So yes, today's class is all about Google and using Google, the Google Workspace tools to hit our goals this year in 2025. So our KW emails are Google accounts. So we do get access to most of the tools with our KW email. I will say, I'm going to open up an answers article here. You don't have access to all the Google tools with your KW email. We're going to go to answers here and type in Google services. So these are the ones that cannot be used with your KW email account. So if you are wanting to use like Google Voice, for example, I know that's a popular one with your business. That is something that you would have to set up on like a personal Gmail account. So just noting that you can do most things with your KW email, but not everything. Okay, I feel like this one's new. Google My Business, because I thought, or I've set up Google Business pages in the past with the KW email. So that is going to be something to note today, because we will go through the steps on setting up a Google My Business page. So if you do not have a personal Gmail account, that is something that you'd want to set up beforehand. And that is really easy to set up. You can go to gmail.com with this. All right, but I am going to start today with something pretty basic, and I'm just going to talk about Google Drive, as that is something I use probably the most with my Google tools. So in a new window, couple ways we can get there. So when we're looking at Google, if we click on the 9 dots to the top right, we're going to have access to all our Google apps here. And the one we're looking for first is just our Drive, which it looks like a chart. In here. Third time's check. Okay. So yes, you will need to sign in like to your email account. If you're on your computer, that probably auto sign you in. But you can also access, so I access Google Drive with the 9 dots up here. You can also access it by going straight to drive.google.com. It'll bring you right here as well. So just to point out, I love Google Drive for the fact that it follows you everywhere. So no matter what device you're on or computer that you're on, as long as you are signed into your Google account, you'll have access to these files anywhere. So I really like that. For example, like my laptop is still not quite hooked up to the print drivers here. So usually I just put my documents I want printed right into Google Drive, and I can access it right from the Market Center computers as well. So it is cloud-based, which I really like. With our Google Drive account, we can, by clicking new in the top left corner, we can really organize things. So we can create folders in here. Word, and it also has access to basically Microsoft products, but Google products. So they have Google Docs instead of Microsoft Word. And they have Google Sheets instead of Excel. So in case like I have an Apple, for example, and I don't have to pay for now Microsoft Office anymore because I just utilize Google's products here, and they're all free for us to use. So we can create a Word doc with Google Docs, and if I open that up, you'll see it's very similar to Microsoft. From our Google Drive, we can also import files. So if we are needing a specific document, import it into a folder or just into our Google Drive so that we can share that with people. What we can do is go up to New in the top left, go to File Upload, and pull in anything that we would need right from our computer. And that's going to upload it right into our account. To take it a step further, I clicked on that account here. If we wanted to just share this with somebody, we could also do that. But there are a couple clicks we need to go through to share it with somebody. So by default, all things that we import into Google Drive are private to you only. But if you go up to share in the top right corner, you can change that access to anyone with the link and copy that link. And that way you can share this URL with your clients or anybody that you would like to share this document with. So for example, if we wanted to go into Gmail and share it this way, close a new window here. And I can even write out, click here to view the property information. And if you highlight that, and let me move this bar down here. And you can click either this insert link icon here, or you can, for a keyboard shortcut, you can do Control K, or if you're on an Apple, it's Command K. And paste in that link and apply. So when they click on it, they're taken right to this file that you pulled in from Google Drive. But it is very key that you change that permission setting first, because by default, it is restricted and it is private. So you need to click share and change this to everyone with the link in order for anyone to see that you send it. Right. Back to Google Drive here. Okay. So now we are going to move away from Google Drive. If you have any questions on Google Drive, let me know. I can answer anything. This is probably one of the most things I've used in regards to the Google tools. Next, I just want to show you how we can access our Google contacts and export those and put them into command in case there's somebody in your Google account that you have not yet added to command. So again, there's one of two ways we can get there. We can either go to apps in the top right and click contacts. Or if you go to contacts.google.com, that will bring you right here. Now, of course, you might have a ton more contacts than I do. I do not use my account too much. But how we are going to export those, we are going to click export in the top right there. And you might have to let me know. I think by default, it is all contacts that it's exporting if we click that button there. Let me know if I'm wrong. But Google CSV is all we need here, and we can just click export so that we have a spreadsheet of all our Google contacts. And this is basically anyone you've ever emailed through your Google email. So now that we have that exported onto a CSV file, which is basically like a spreadsheet, I would recommend shooting that spreadsheet over to Scott Leroy Marketing so that they can facilitate that import into command for you. And I will say, even if you're worried about duplicates, depending on how your contacts in command are set up. So command does recognize duplicates based off primary email and primary phone number. Meaning if you exported this contact from Google and that email already exists in command, it will skip that contact. So there won't be duplicates if that email is already in. However, let's say you have like their business email in Google and then you have their personal email in command. You may see duplicates at that point. However, now there is a merge feature in command, so you could just easily merge those contacts together. So I would recommend exporting your Google contacts and having Scott Leroy just import them in for you so that you can ensure that, you know, all the contacts that you're reaching out to day to day are in command, which is your CRM. So the things that Scott Leroy would need for this import, we would just email support@scottleroymarketing.com.
In this case, 6 weeks later.
Just at the beginning of the year. Okay. So we are going to, oh, it's support@scottleroymarketing.com. Yeah. And then for the subject, we can say command contact import. And then for the content in that email, we can just say, hi, please import the attached file into command. If you are on a team, you will need to specify if you want that imported into your team profile or your personal profile. If you don't say that in the initial email, they'll reply back and ask you which one you would prefer. So you can decide which profile, team or personal, that you want that imported into. The two things they need is just your login for command. Including your password. And then you do need to attach that file that we downloaded, that CSV, with that attach files button. And attach that there. Once you send that over to them, they do that import within 24 hours. So they will respond back just with your approval. When they respond with that approval, just eye over the spreadsheet to make sure at least one contact is lined up in the sense that their name, their email, and their phone number looks correct, just for one contact. Then you can respond back and say approved, and they will finish that import for you. So this is how we can get all our Google contacts, or make sure our Google contacts are also in our command. Is that what it says? I don't know, it's all this thing. Interesting. Because I just said repeat, right? I don't know. Oh. Okay, so the next thing we're going to jump to, and I know I'm kind of like jumping from tool to tool, so if you have any questions on contacts or Google Drive at any point, feel free to jump in and I can go back and explain anything further. But the next thing we are going to set up and talk about is Google Forms. So first let's get there and then I'll kind of talk through what we can do with it. So same steps, we're going to go up to the 9 dots up here. And we can go to Forms, which is that purple paper icon. You can also create new forms right from your Google Drive. So if we are in our Google Drive, for example, we could go to new and do Google Forms this way as well. So there's a few ways always to get to there. So there are some templates that come with Google Forms. However, we can also just create from scratch and create our own forms. So what forms are great for are collecting lead information. So there are a few, there's a form on your website with command. However, it asks for very basic information. So it asks for their name, it asks for their phone number, and their email address. So if you're looking for a form that can ask any question out there, so let's say maybe you want to set up an open house sign-in form that also asks if they're currently working with a real estate agent, or you want to set up a giveaway on your social media and collect their more than just their phone number and their email. Maybe you want to collect their physical address, their birthday, and their home anniversary as well for that 201 club. Google Forms is a great place to do that. So once I'm in Google Forms, I'm just going to click on blank form here so that we can start building this out. And I'm going to do the example today of doing a giveaway. So there's this model with KW, the 201 Club, that if you have over 200 contacts in your command database, you have the opportunity to build a $120,000 business. However, they're not just wanting 200 names thrown into command. They are wanting fully complete contacts, meaning they have these 5 things: an email, a phone number, a physical address, and then a birthday and a home anniversary. And the whole idea is that if you can collect those 5 pieces of information for at least 200 contacts, command has the ability to automate each of those touches. So it can send hyper-local neighborhood emails if you have that email and address in there. It can also send like a happy birthday text automatically if you have their birthday and phone number in. So really doing the legwork of grabbing that 5 pieces of information is hugely helpful for your business, but it can also be a little tedious. So doing a giveaway on your social media might be a really great way to collect that information from your social media followers. Because unfortunately, like due to Facebook updates and their security settings now, there's no longer a way that you can like export your Facebook friends. So now it's a bit more where you have to grab that from them, like via form, for example. And giveaways tend to be a really great way to do it because people want to leave their information if they're going to win something. So, and it doesn't have to be anything too crazy giveaway wise either. Even if it's just like a raffle for a $50 Amazon gift card, well, that's just only $50 out, you know, one $50 gift card. So in regards to the setup of this form, it's actually really user friendly and I really like it. We just simply start typing on this form. So starting with the title, I'm just gonna put it giveaway for this example. And then for form description, I'm gonna say, please enter your information below to be entered for a chance to win and this is where you put in whatever you would want to give away. Say like a $30 Amazon gift card. Doesn't have to be anything too crazy, but people will most likely leave their actual information, like real information, if you're gonna win something. Next, we're going to just simply, for the questions, type in those 5 things or 6 things, including their name, that we want to collect from. So starting with untitled question, I'm gonna click on that and type in name. What's cool is based off what you put in here, like I put in name, Google just changed the type of question it is to a short answer to move us right along. So we don't need to change anything further. I would recommend like we can turn on certain fields as required. I think name is a good one to require. And then we can click that plus icon to the right-hand side to add a new question. So next we can do email. And this automatically changed to short answer. I'm going to turn this on as required and do the next. Short answer, required. Perfect. Next, add in, I'm going to do physical address. Change it to a long answer so they have more room there. I'm going to leave this as unrequired. Just because if they are a homeowner, I should be able to know their address through the tax records. And some people might be a little freaked out by that. So I'm just going to leave that as unrequired. Add a question. Next, I'm going to do home anniversary. Perfect. Have them put that in. And lastly, birthday. Okay. Now it does change when I put birthday, it does change that for a date for me. I'm gonna switch this though to short answers still, just to allow people to not have to put in the year, since people are a little sometimes a little more private about what year they're born. This changing it to a short answer will allow them just to put like the month and date if they want. And I'm gonna leave that as unrequired. So now we're asking for all those things that we need. That's 2 words. I do recommend also in the top left going ahead and giving it a name. If you just click on it up there, it should just take your title and put it as a title here. So that's perfect. Now, just a heads up, we are able to customize this a little bit. So if you click this like paint icon in the top right, you are able to change like the text and colors. So if you have a specific, branding color, you are able to match that to your brand a little bit. And now we can go share this out on social media. So to do that, first I'm going to publish. And when I click publish, I want to, so if you're creating this with your KW email, by default, it always makes it only accessible for people in our like network or whatever they call it with @kw.com. So if we do that and click manage, we will just want to change this responder view to anyone with the link and click done. Okay, yeah. So now when we click publish, anyone with the link can respond. You can click publish and got it. Now, a couple settings that we can also update that I might recommend. So near the top here, we have responses. So when people are responding, for one, all their responses are going to show up here. You are able to export that to a spreadsheet like so. But you can also turn on these click on these 3 dots, and click to get email notifications for new responses. So every time someone responds, you would get an email. So that might be a good setting to turn on. Also under settings and responses. This is perfect. This is, I guess it moved. This is where we before were able to turn it on where like anyone can respond and not just KW email addresses. But now we do that by publish. So just make sure this says anyone with the link will respond. Then once we can confirm those settings are all together, we can click this link icon in the top right. It says copy responder link. And when we click on that, we're even given an extra option to store in that URL. I like that more. It's just a bit cleaner. And click copy. At this point, we could go into Facebook. Go to my email. I created that when I was a kid. Okay. So we can come to Facebook now and like do it like a normal post and be and say I would recommend probably putting what they would win at like as the first sentence. So want to win a $30 Amazon gift card. Enter your information with the following link. Oops. To be entered for a chance to win. Then we would paste that link in there. And now this would like give it a thumbnail, so you can like keep that thumbnail. So if you posted this now, right, your social media followers can submit all their information, and you can collect that in a Google form. And I'm going to exit out. I won't post this. But then once once you get responses back and you have people responding and collecting their information, you can come over to you would come back to your form and go over to responses and click link to sheets to convert that into a spreadsheet. And then at that point, we could go email that to Scott Leroy Marketing to import into Command. And if you need me to go through those steps on emailing Scott again, just let me know. But we would just put that spreadsheet, attach it to an email and send it right over to them. And you could even put in that email to tag them a certain way if you would like. So if you wanted to tag them with even giveaway, just so you know what group came from that giveaway, you can put in the email to Scott Leroy exactly what tag you want them to be imported with.
Can you
All right.
can you show us how we could do that in an Instagram post, or with Instagram, would it have to be linked in a story?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't post links on Instagram. So either it would have to be like link in bio, like you can put it in your bio and then say in the caption, click the link in bio for the giveaway. Or a story would work good, but yeah, it would obviously remove within 24 hours.
Okay.
And also with this giveaway, let's say we are going to an event, we're going to a certain event and we have like a table and we want to create a QR code with this form instead. I'm going to go through those steps as well. So we do need the URL to create a QR code. So I'm going to copy that with the same steps. Then in a new tab, I'm just going to Google search QR code generator. Oops. I'm having a hard time with this keyboard. But once we Google that, I personally feel like there's the sponsored ones that come up first. I'm pretty sure they're all very similar. I just always use this one. I'm just comfortable with it. So it's the-QR code-generator.com. And all it's prompting for here is going to be the URL we want to create a QR code for. So we can just enter that or paste that URL up here. And that creates a QR code on the right-hand side where we can just click down. Give it a name so that, give it a name so that you know what it is on your computer. So this is just saving it to our computer. PNG is perfect. We can just click download. Awesome. Then at this point, we could go into a Google Drive, our Google Drive account, and do new in Google Doc. And create kind of a page here that we could bring to our event. So kind of give it a title like giveaway. Scan below for a chance to win a $30 giveaway. And we can kind of make this like a title more, so we can like center it and make it nice and big. Maybe fold it. Then enter down just a couple spaces here. And then here we're going to do insert, an image, and upload from computer. And then that way we can pull that QR code in right here. And there you go. So we could go print this off now. And it's always in your Google account. So you can go print this and frame it, like get an 8x10 frame and frame this for your table so that when people come over, they can scan, you can capture their lead information. And then in theory, you can also like do a video of you pulling the raffle of picking the name for that Amazon gift card so that you could even push that out even more and get in front of even more people. So any questions on that?
Nope, this is good. This is good for open houses for sure.
Yes, awesome. Yes, this is definitely great for open houses. And I will say, so have you seen the open house sign-in like on your website?
Yes, you showed that to me a few weeks ago.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Cause yeah, there is that like open house sign-in page on the website, so you can create a QR code like this here and like, frame that and put it on the island of your open house. But it is cool with the Google Forms that you can ask any question that you want. So this does allow a bit more customization. So again, like you can ask things like, are you currently working with a realtor? Like, how's your buying process? Are you a buyer or seller? You can ask any question here, which could be cool for open houses. All right. So next I'm going to walk through how we could set up a Google business page. And Google business pages are really great for your credibility. So just to show you what that is, like if you Google JuLeah Designs, you'll see on this right-hand side that we pop up like this. So most businesses do have a Google business page, and that's why it's so great for credibility. So as soon as you're Google, this is what pops up. It's also a great place to collect reviews, just because people naturally go to google.com to do their searches. So this is a great way to show up in a really great, credible way. And I'll show you how to set this up today. So the first thing we're gonna do, kind of similar to before, we're gonna go up to our apps, and we're looking for a business page. And perfect. If you don't see it like I don't, either you could go to more and find it that way, or you could just go to business.google. And we're just going to click sign in the top right corner. And make sure when you click sign in that this is under the page that you want. Okay. So you can create them under your KW email. I thought you could. I've done this so many times with the KW email. So I don't know why that article says you can't, but looks like you can. However, I will say, I mean, totally up to you. But if you do have a personal Gmail account, you can set it up under your personal Gmail account as well. And the only pro there is that if by any chance you were to ever leave KW and you didn't have access to your KW email anymore, if you set that up under your personal Gmail, that would follow you, wherever you go. So totally up to you, but that's just like the pros and cons there. For the business name, we're simply going to put in our name. And that's all. Now, I kind of got this tip from Michael Trehart's here today, and he's going over Google stuff, and he recommends, only putting like first and last name and nothing more, just so those keywords, like there's not more keywords they need to find you, like this does it. So he recommends just first and last name. I'm thinking that. Next, we're going to select our business type. For real estate, we're going to do a service business. This over. And click next. For business category, we're just going to type in real estate and do real estate agent. And click next. This is where we can put our service areas, and I would recommend at least putting 5 here at the get-go. So you can put in like Charlotte, Valentine, totally up to where you specialize. But I would at least recommend putting at least 5 right now, just to start off. And you can add more in later, and I'll show you how to do that. Here. If I lose you at any point, just let me know and go back. Oops. Okay. And then you click next. Next, we're just putting in our phone number here. So if you do have like a business phone number, like a Google Voice phone number, this is going to be public. So just make sure that you're putting your phone. Okay. For your website, if you're not sure what your website is, you can find out right from command. So I'm just going to pull that up to show you where you can find that in case you're not sure. Yay. Okay. So yeah, in command, if you go to the very last icon on the left-hand side, that's where your websites tab. And when you click on it, your website, this is your URL right here. If you do have a custom domain, you can definitely use that for your Google page. But just noting, if you don't, that .kw.com in there, don't forget. And also, do not put in www. So it should look just like so, with nothing in front of it. And don't forget the .kw. Click next. All right. This is asking if you want like emails about like tips to help and like marketing emails. Totally up to you. If I don't like getting more emails, so I don't like to check them, but if you want tips on that, you can check that. And click continue. Okay. Here we're going to put in our mailing address and we're going to put in our new office address for this. So that is our new office address. Don't forget to add line 2 and put number 500. And click next. Now, this is where things might get fun for you. So if you're lucky, you're going to get this option for phone code. That's what we want to see because business video, if you're only getting the business video option, it's harder, but I mean, it's not impossible, but it's just a harder option. So I'm really hoping that everybody got a phone code option so that we can just text a code to ourselves to verify. If you are only getting a business video option, you're going to have to wait to verify your account till you're actually in the office, because this is going to require you to take like a 1-minute video of you walking into our building to verify that you actually work. It's pretty intense. It's kind of silly. But I have gone through this a few times. So like if you wanted to book an appointment with us, and we do this together, feel free because it is kind of intense. But hopefully we all just got the phone code option so that we could just click next here and it's going to text you a code to verify your. Verify. Yay, we did it. Okay, then here we're just like optimizing our profile a bit. So it does give some options for things to specialize. These are great for keywords. So in case people are searching these keywords, this is a great way for you to pop up. So I always like to fill out a few of these. I like to fill out buyer, first time buyer, luxury, totally up to you. If you do commercial, if you do land deals as well, feel free to check those. Construction and sell. Real estate investing. And again, this is really for keyword searches. So when people are Googling you, these are ways that you can pop up. You can add in a custom service here if you would like. But let's just click next. For business hours, I would recommend saying that you're open 24 hours all the time. And even if you're not, like you're not going to respond to them obviously at 10 p.m. at night sometimes. If you just mark it as open, they at least think that they can reach out to you, so the following day you could follow up with them. But this just like opens the window for them to reach out anytime kind of deal, even if it's a weekend. So if you turn these on, like 24 hours of each day. So, okay, click next. For business description, you could, really throw your bio in here if you want. If you know me, I'm going to go to ChatGPT because I'm not good at words. I'm going to say act as a real estate professional. Write me a description. What I do for my Google business page. And I think the character limit is, 750. So I'm just going to say that to ChatGPT. So that we don't go. Awesome. So even if we were to take this and kind of tweak it to make it sound more like us or add things that we do further, it just kind of helps to not have to, start from scratch, I always find. So we could just click this copy button here, and paste. Perfect. Click next. And just as of all the things that we're filling out here, we can always come back and optimize further. And I'll show you where to do that. So in case like you want to work on this a bit more, I'll show you where we can. Now for photos of your business, I would recommend adding, so if you have a headshot, you can put in your headshot here. If you have a logo, that would be a good thing to put here as well. Other than that, if you don't have that ready to go, you can always skip this. It's just going to instead put a map of like where to find us instead. So like no harm, no foul if you don't have something to put in here right now. So you can click skip if you don't. For this, I would recommend clicking skip. What they don't tell you is that you have to spend $500 to get $500. So just click skip here so that you can move us right along. And then finally, we can click continue. So once we do that, the next time we go to business.google.com, we're going to get this dashboard right here so that we can edit our profile further. So like if we wanted to add more to our bio, for example, if we click edit profile, you'll see all the things we filled out. We can edit right here. Also, this is saying still get verified. So it's prompting this up. I would click get verified, see what it's prompting for. Huh. Wonder why it's done. I mean, personally, I don't want this Google page to exist, so I'm not going to go through it again. But in case it's doing that to you, we do need it to be verified, and that way we can like use it to its full potential. So maybe go through those steps one more time if it's doing this for you. Once that happens as well, under read reviews, you have to be verified. I see. Once you are verified, when you click read reviews, you're going to also click, there's going to be an option here to collect more reviews. And when you click on it, it will give you a link to share for people to leave a review on your Google page. So that's a really good thing to have to collect reviews. Any questions on that? So the last thing, I know we only have like 10 minutes here, but the last thing I wanted to show is how we can add templates into our Gmail account. So things that you might be sending very often that you don't want to write the same thing every single time, you can actually create templates in Gmails to make your life a little easier. So I'm going to go through those steps. So if you do have Gmail open in another tab, switch there. If not, in a new tab, just go to gmail.com and sign in. And we do need to check on our settings just to make sure that this feature is turned on. So when we're in Gmail, if you could go to that settings gear icon in the top right and go to see all settings. Let's see. And bear with me, I actually forgot where this setting is. Hold on. I'm gonna Google it. Oh, okay. Oh, it's advanced. Ooh, we're advanced, guys. Okay. Okay. So where I am, settings, see all settings, and then click on advanced, and then, yeah, by default, it's disabled. Let's turn that to enabled, and then go to the very bottom and click save changes. Okay. Now that that's turned on, to save a template, and I'm gonna do one that's like to get a Google review. So maybe we set up a canned response so that anytime we have a past client, we close with a past client, we have an email ready to send to them with our Google review to leave a review for us. So steps wise, we're just gonna click compose to start a new email. And if you do have an email signature, like I have this example here, when you are creating templates, delete your email signature. So that way it doesn't like duplicate your email signature within your template. So like make sure it's like all blank when you're starting to create that. Now again, I'm gonna go to ChatGPT and tell it to write me an email for this so I don't have to think about it. So I always start with act as a real estate professional. And write me an email for a buyer or seller. Their property. And I want them to leave a Google review. Okay. So yeah, you can take this and it even like gives you a prompt to where to insert that. If you wanted to as well, you could respond back to what it writes and say, you know, rewrite shorter and friendlier or whatever you want to say, right? You can write back to it so that it spits out something new. So this is great. I'm gonna copy this and I'm just gonna copy the section I need. I mean, you could click copy all, but I kind of just need this. Go back to my email. And keep it kind of evergreen because this is a template, we maybe don't want to use the client's first name here. I just want to say like, hey there. And I'm going to paste in what ChatGPT said. And I'm going to go grab my Google review link. So if you did just create that, again, that would be found under like read reviews and get more reviews. I'm just going to like use my Google. I'm just going to click here, write a review. And now this link is a lot less clean than the one that you can get when you go through the previous steps, but it still works. So if you want to say, click here, and just hyperlink, click here. There you go. So like, you don't even have to, it doesn't have to display the URL. You could just say, click here and hyperlink that. And then from here, how we can create this as a template. Oh, we do need to give it a subject. So, on your closing. Google, I don't know, maybe something better. Maybe. Thank you, you know. That's kind of cute. Okay, I'll use that, but you know, you could always respond back and say, give me more options in case you don't like that. Yeah. Okay, and then from here, how we save it as a template, we're gonna go to those 3 dots in the bottom right. And now we're gonna have a templates field. So unless we turn that setting on, you might not see that, so be sure you have that setting turned on. Templates, and then save draft as template. Oh, hold on, I gotta move this. And then save new template. And now it's going to automatically like put in just a subject you have for it. If you wanted to like name this past client or whatever you'd like, you can and put save. But now what's cool, now that we have that saved as a template, delete that. If we go to compose, when we go into our field here, we could go back to the 3 dots and do templates and click on that, and it's going to just pull that right in for us, so we don't have to retype that every single time. So feel free to really think about, sit down and brainstorm emails that you write out over and over again, and think about ways that you can make that maybe into a template instead, just to save yourself some time. Any questions on that? Okay. Well, that was kind of some fun tools in Google. Of course, if you have any questions on anything we did today, or want to set up an appointment and do anything we did today together, feel free to come to kwbresources.com and click I Need Tech Help in the top right corner. That will bring you right to our calendar so that you can book a time that works best for you. And we can, break down whatever you would like within PW, Google, or even your marketing in 2025. Also, if you have any questions about today's class, if you email us at contact@juleahdesigns.com, I'd be happy to answer any questions there too. Well, thank you for coming, everyone who came today, and I hope you have a great rest of the day.
You too. Thank you so much.
Thank you, thanks. Bye, guys.
Bye.